Krishna, welcome you all to the Sunday Bhagavad Gita classes. So today we are doing the revision of the chapter 2. So in the chapter 1, we saw that Arjuna was reluctant to fight due to 4 reasons. What are the 4 reasons? One is out of compassion, and second is loss of enjoyment, and third is the fear of sinful reactions, and the fourth is the destruction of the family traditions. So these were all the reasons, and they were all materialistic reason. The compassion which Arjuna was thinking is for the body. He was thinking that how can he kill someone? How can he kill his own relatives, his own friends, his own teacher, his own grandfather? And later on, he thought, even if I win the kingdom, what will I do without my cousins, without my relatives, without my friends? So, and then he thinks, I'm killing my relatives, I'm killing my teacher, I'm killing my grandfather. So, will I incur any sinful activities? And then he thought, so we in the war there will be so many men who will be engaged in the war, and many people will lose their life. Then the women will be without the husband and without the elderly son. So what will happen to the women? So some irresponsible men, they would take advantage of the women. So because of which there will be an unwanted population, Varna Shankara population. So these were the 4 reasons which Arjuna put forward in the materialistic terms. These 4 reasons looks wonderful, right?
Yeah.
We think Arjuna is what a great personality that he's thinking on all these terms. So,
Yes.
and he's so compassionate. He's thinking about others. That's what in the material world, compassion is considered to be one of the very great quality, right? But did Krishna pat his back and said, "Oh Arjuna, that's so nice of you. You know, you are such a kind-hearted person.
No.
You are such a good-hearted person." No. So we see that Bhagavad Gita is a science which is beyond our material world, which is transcendental, which gives us the real purpose of the life. So from Bhagavad Gita, we understand what's the real goal of life. And how do we go back to the place from which we all have come from?
Come.
So we all have been existing and we are all existing and we all will continue to exist. So we have to choose whether we have to come back in this material world by repeated birth and death, or go to the spiritual world where there is no birth, where there is no death, where there is no disease, where there is no old age.
Old
So this Bhagavad Gita second chapter is also called as Sankhya Yoga, and the summary of Bhagavad Gita. So whatever knowledge Krishna gave in Bhagavad Gita, precisely he has given it in the second chapter. But even after hearing the second chapter, Arjuna will still have more questions so that people do not misinterpret the knowledge. So, and we know that we started the third chapter, but since we did the second chapter previously, we are taking the revision. Over to you, Shweta Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, adding to what Tanuja Mataji said about chapter 1, he the text from 2.1 to 2.3, it is Krishna is also encouraging Arjuna. He's seeing him crying with compassion and attachment. He is trying to tell him that weakness is not a worthy of a noble warrior or Kshatriya. And he's also asking him to give up his faint-heartedness and stand up to perform his duty. So this also marks the beginning of the chapter 2 from 2.2 also marks when Krishna speaks for the first time. And it completely summarizes the entire Bhagavad Gita. But later we all will do again step by step. But in the beginning, he is encouraging him to, and he's trying to understand him, and his condition, and that is where a good teacher comes in. He first listen to why student is feeling weak or why he is not able to perform the duty. So, and also he's questioning and telling him that why are you feeling so weak, and why are you feeling that you are not a worthy person. So it also about in, like, if we compare it within today's world, it is, so we do dwindle from our duties, and we also think whether should we perform this duty or not. But when we go to a teacher, when we go to a guru who is actually actually a
Self-realized.
master,
Yeah.
actually a real master, and not the fake masters. So instead of just bombarding with to-do list, they first listen to you. Why are you feeling weak? That is what Krishna is doing here, and that is what tells us also that it is okay to feel weak. So that is where it begins in the first three verses. And then
We could see that Krishna is chastising Arjuna with very hard words. He says, Kutasva Kashmalamidam. How such impurities have come to you.
come
So it
into
also
your
says,
mind.
a teacher can also chastise a student, and Klaibyam
Yeah.
Maspagama Partha. So whatever the qualities which is glorified in the material world, we see that Krishna has not accepted, whereas he chastised him with very heavy words. So that
Heavy
is
words.
again
Yes.
because Krishna is also the friend of Arjuna. When you have uh, rights on someone, sometimes, we can scold our children much more than the others' children. We cannot scold others because we
Yes.
have the rights on them. We go a little bit hard on him. Only with whom we are close, we can use such words. So this also shows the closeness of Arjuna with Krishna.
So yes, right now, because in this verses also they are still friends. So
Yes.
ends the communication, the way the communication is happening, Krishna is also scolding him, and he's also very open-heartedly sharing why he's feeling that, why he cannot. He's completely showing his weakness for why he is not able to do it. And with that, Krishna is also telling him that how can these all impurities come into your mind and you're not able to do it.
Because for a Kshatriya, this is not a great quality.
Great
It is his
quality.
responsibility to establish dharma, and trying to get away from the responsibility is considered to be an-Arya, non-Aryan, not a
Non-Aryan.
civilized person. Aryan means a civilized person. So Krishna says Arjuna is behaving like a uncivilized person.
True.
So these are all the very heavy words. And the next third, he says, Klaibyam Masva. He's telling him to be important. So for a man, the word important is also
It's
a
a
very,
very big word.
very heavy word. So
Heavy word.
Krishna chastises Arjuna with very heavy words in this sloka number 2 and 3. Yeah.
Yes. So from shloka number 2.4 to 2.6, Arjuna is trying to explain why he cannot fight. Though, and he tells him that he's my grandfather, Bhishma. He's my teacher, Drona, who has taught me for who I am today. And they are the most respected people. And he feels that it would be better that if I beg instead of enjoying a kingdom gained, by killing his elders. So he is confused about what is truly right. And here, in today's scenario, it comes that even people who are at very higher knowledgeable bracket, they also become confused, and they also don't know what to do next. And they also their relationship with the god is also dwindled. They don't know that they are eternally connected. And entire thing is, it is all material in attachment, where the intelligence, even Arjuna being such a big devotee, his kind of teaching he got, there is no way that material attachment could have
Affected
overpowered
him.
him. But actually the scenario made him totally confused at what to do next. So even we as a human being, we also come to this position, I think every minute of the day. It is just how we, take a deep breath and again try to connect with Krishna and understand what is right and wrong, and understand that does this dilemma is coming through a material attachment, or we try to connect with more spirituality, more connect with the God, and try to do the right step. This is what it explains here. Mataji, if you think you
Yeah,
should.
yeah, that is good. So, what is Arjuna was very reluctant, and in today's world, we see people who are in a very high positions like CEO, business heads. They are not really happy. They get into so much of entanglement because there is no fulfillment of the heart. As long as we are not connected to our real self, what is our constitutional position is? Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. As long as we are not in the constitutional position, we cannot be happy, right? So, for an example, when we are traveling, we may travel many places, we may enjoy, but until you come back home, don't you feel very happy after you go on a trip and you come back home? This is your own home. You have come back to your own home. No matter you may enjoy, you may do. So similarly, Brahmanda Brahmite Kone Bhagyavan Jive. We have been roaming in the universes, but our real home is the spiritual abode, the place Goloka Vrindavan, from where we all belong to Krishna. And we forgot that relationship and we are trying to enjoy without Krishna and attached materially. So that is the whole cause of all confusion in today's world. So very nicely you explained, Mataji. Next, you can go ahead with seventh sloka.
Yes. So here Arjun is actually surrendering to Krishna. He's saying, I am confused about my duty. I am now your disciple. You instruct me. This is where, important to admit that, we are at the crossroad and we don't know which path to follow. So, and that is the very greatest thing about it brings out a leadership in you when you are confused, and when you are taking a breath and thinking and asking, surrendering to the Lord. Even in today's scenario, when I see my kid, I don't know what to do. Can you help me out? So these are very small things. I know I do not place myself in, at where Krishna had placed, Arjuna had placed Krishna. But these small things, when they come and ask help, what to do next. So we are also able to help them, and we ourselves, when we are into a crossroad, the surrendering is the only best thing, and it gives you somewhere guidance. Arjuna in real,
And
in physical
this is
presence,
a turning point, a
it's a
sloka, which is a turning
point.
point in Bhagavad
Yes,
Gita. It's talks about surrendering. Without
yes,
surrendering to the Guru, one cannot advance in Krishna consciousness, because it's very important. In our own self, we cannot know what is right and what is wrong. So Arjuna is considering himself to be a miser. He is a very great warrior. He got a lot of powers from Indra, Shiva, so many demigods. He got his power, but in spite of that, he was reluctant to fight. It's not that he was not capable. So, similarly, we can say in the material world, in spite of achieving everything, everybody is in constant trouble, like a forest fire. Nobody sets the fire, but the fire happens. So, in the material world, also, nobody wants suffering. But does the suffering come to us? So, therefore, to mitigate the material sufferings and to be in our constitutional position, it is important to take surrender to a guru. So, this particular sloka especially explains the importance of accepting a guru. The
accepting, yeah.
guru is spiritual guru. Like even for the children, the parents are also the guru. It is like every places, even in your workplace, if you have a seniors, better instead of fighting with them and everything, better ask them humbly and surrender. That makes things very easy for us. It just helps us to come out of our own false ego.
Yeah, so it becomes easy because we have surrendered. Then
Yeah,
instead of arguing, instead of just saying everything, we then hear. Then the
yeah,
listening actually begins when we surrender.
correct.
So that is very important, and it is also a sign of wisdom, not a weakness. So
Yeah.
it tells us as a
That is
human
very
being.
important. Today, people
Yeah,
think if I surrender, I'm weak. No. But by surrendering, you're intelligent. That's a very, very
exactly.
important point you put. We think I am such a great person. If I surrender means he is so weak. He doesn't know to manage the life on his own self. Therefore, he became spiritual. He is going Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, thinking that, because he cannot do the life on his own. He feels weak. People say, even bhakti, they mock. They think, you're not capable of managing your life, right?
True.
We have
True.
heard this, right? Through some of them, they make such comments on us, right? But actually, by surrendering, you're empowering yourself. Yeah.
True. Then in from 2.8 to 2.9, so he admits his helplessness, and he says that no kingdom or wealth can, remove his sorrow. And in the teaching also say material achievements cannot remove the suffering of the soul. It
Yeah.
is as a soul we are suffering, and it is only the spiritual knowledge and devotion to Krishna can bring the lasting peace. So finally he stops arguing and he remains silent, ready to hear Krishna's instructions.
Yeah, he
Even
told about
yeah.
his weakness. He did tell about his weakness, but not that he will not fight. But since he accepted Krishna as a guru, so he is also receptive to hear the instructions from Krishna.
Guru.
So these material adjustments we can see in today's world. We are so materially advanced. In the last 20 years, 30 years, we are so advanced. We have the internet with us, we have AI with us, we have so many things. But did this world became a better place with all these adjustments?
No, I think it
Rather, it
becomes a
became
better.
More
worse.
intolerance. Yeah.
More into it, because today people are by themselves. Even forget about bhakti. Nobody talks to anyone. Nobody
Yeah.
cares about anyone. Even
Yeah.
those days when
Intolerance
you
with
go
each
in
other.
train, somebody will talk to somebody. Here, nobody talks to anyone.
Yeah.
Everybody is in their own phone, and everybody is, cooked up by themselves. So technological advancement is, people say we are doing technology so that we can give a better life. But we see that it has not made the life better. So now, Mataji, being here in the Salem, in the temple, Salem temple, I could see that the ashram people, they are living without electricity. And they don't have grinders, they don't have washing machines, they don't have anything. Even the chutneys, everything they do the hand grinder. And Mataji, that prasadam is so divine. I have never, eaten a prasadam like that. Everything is so tasty without using any of these equipments. The sanctity that you get, the peace you get, Mataji, it's amazing. We can see that when we are more rooted to our tradition and culture, we are more happy, right? So material adjustments cannot bring us happiness. Yes, Shweta Mataji.
So from here, 2.10 becomes a very big turning. From here, all the dilemmas goes away, and then Krishna starts speaking about, he starts giving his teachings, and there,
And in 10th, Mataji, did you also observe that Krishna was smiling? How
yes,
come a friend has
yes,
accepted me as a teacher? It's a smile, so far we
yes.
are friends. So
He
Krishna is
smiled
also smiling at
compassionately at
Arjuna's
Arjuna.
situation, you know.
He's actually very pleased when a sincere soul is asking for a guidance.
Yeah. So
And
Krishna is always waiting for us. He
yeah,
wants each and every one of us back. The moment we turn to Krishna, Krishna is always ready to render his help to us. Right? Now, some of us who started chanting 16 rounds after the Purushottam month, is it not Krishna's help to us?
Yeah.
yes.
When we had a desire to do, everything was the same. Nothing, the situation did not change. But because of our surrender to Krishna, is Krishna not helping us? So that we should always see. We should understand the real goal of life and real purpose of life. And every step that we take towards Krishna, Krishna reciprocates multifold times, right? So with this Arjuna's dilemma and confusion, Krishna is giving us the greatest knowledge.
And his teachings are meant to remove ignorance and
Ignorance, yeah. And this
reveal the
teaching
internal
of the Bhagavad Gita, the very first teaching that we are not the body, we are the
We are the
soul, is
soul.
greater than the teachings that is given even in IIT colleges, because this is the first knowledge to know who am I. Without knowing your real identity, whatever you do, what do you gain? Sanatana Goswami, he was a great scholar in Sanskrit and Persian. Everybody praises him, but when he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, I think I am a greatest fool. I do not know who am I. Ke ami. People think I am a great scholar. People think, but I do not know who am I. Why am I suffering in this world? So this shows through the teachings of Krishna and through the teachings of the Acharyas and Goswamis, we understand that until we know the real goal of our life, until we know our real position, we cannot be happy. We are simply considered to be a fool. You may have 10 PhD, right? But without knowing your real position, what is the use of such knowledge? It's of no use, right? Okay, Isha Mataji, anything else would you like to add, Shweta Mataji?
No, just
Okay.
his teachings. I just wanted to add one. His teachings are meant to remove ignorance and
Yeah.
reveal the eternal nature of the soul. That
Very
is,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, very nice presentation. Very good understanding of
Thank
the
you.
10
Hare Krishna.
slokas.
Thank
Okay, over to you, Isha Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Hare Krishna.
सभी को पांचांग प्रणाम। नमो विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमती जयपताक स्वामी नामिने नमाचार्य पदाय निताय कृपा प्रदायिने गौर कथा धाम दया नगर ग्राम तारिणे। हरे कृष्णा। तो फ्रॉम श्लोका 11 it is Bhagwan Uvach. Now actually Bhagwan actually start talking, Krishna actually start talking, and now in this section he's talking more about soul. He's telling that soul is eternal and the body is not body is shashwat, jaise ki it is said in Brahmad Narayan Purana, which Puran Mataji?
Brahmanarad Purana.
Brahmad Narayan Purana also says that that body is shashwat and soul is shashwat. It is forever. And so here the Krishna is explaining Arjuna that who has entered into a material body cannot live forever. So whenever that tenure will get over of that person will be finished by that time, and you don't have to lament for the body, because when it gets old and anyhow it has to when it will leave the body it will get a better new position, or better body, when he is lamenting about his grandfather Bhishma and his teacher Drona. So here all the explanation Krishna is giving verse by verse. So I'll try to do my best, but I haven't prepared, let me tell you, because I'm also going so many undergoing so many changes. My health is not going so good, but I'll try. If I go somewhere wrong,
Yeah.
please correct me,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji. Yeah.
So Bhagwan Vacha 2.11, he's saying Nanu Sochati Pandita. So this situation in which you are, Krishna is saying, and you are lamenting is not worthy, he's saying. He's saying because you are talking like a pandit, you are a pandit, and you are talking like a fool here.
He is
Because
telling that you're talking like a pandita, like a great scholar, by giving all the reason, but actually you're a fool.
you are a fool.
Though you appear to talk like a pandit. Like that's what we saw, these 4 reasons. It looks like a very great scholar, very pandit, very learned person who thinks for others, who cares for others. It
Yes.
appears, but actually you're a fool. That's
Yes.
what Krishna is saying. Nanu sochanti pandita. You talk like a pandit, but you're a fool.
Yeah. So then Krishna tells that, he start describing about body and soul concept. So first thing that Krishna is saying that, we all are individuals. We are eternally over here, and you were also there, me were also there, and all the kings were also there. So we all are individuals, and we are all as an eternal individuals, because
This
we
is
are,
very important to understand that we are all eternally independent soul and individual souls. The concept of merging is taken away. We have been an individual, we are an individual, and we will continue to exist as an individual, either in the material world or in the spiritual world, but the individuality never vanishes. So that's very important, because Mayavadi says that, as long as we have this material body, we are the individual. Once the covering is gone, we get moksha, we become one with the God, which means they think we become God ourselves, right? But that is not accepted by Krishna, because he's talking about the individuality.
yes, Mataji. So then Arjun might have a question ki, like, might we have been individuals, but why there is a change of body, and because if there will be a change of body, that will be a cause of lamentation. Actually, this is not for Arjuna, this is for all of us. When somebody near or dear, finishes their tenure in this world, we also feel lament. So this is actually the explanation for all of us. So Krishna is
So
telling
no
here.
matter we know the knowledge that we are not the body, we are the soul, the body transforms and dies. But even after knowing the philosophy, losing the near ones is not easy for anyone. Once,
Yes,
because Arjuna says, yes, I know Krishna that we are not the body, we are the soul, but still I am attached to my
attached.
family. Attachment is not so easy for anyone to let it go. You
Let it
cannot
go.
think, okay, they are the soul, they will get, so what, my parents are gone. No, the lamentation will still be there, because
So,
we all have the attachments. So that's what Arjuna says. When Krishna says, Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhiras tatrana Mugyati. A dhira, a sober man, will not lament for the change of the body. Like how
body.
the body is changing from boyhood to youthhood to old age. Similarly, the soul at the time of the death leaves one body and takes another body. So this is just another change, but this change is a bigger change. The other
Yes,
change or smaller change, but this change is a bigger change, but the change is inevitable. So now, Dhira, a sober man, does not lament for it. But then Arjuna says, I'm still attached to my
attached.
family. For
Yeah.
that, Krishna says, Matra Sparshyastu Kaunteya, tolerate. Everybody, all we need to do is to tolerate. It's not easy to accept. There's a difference between acceptance and tolerance,
Tolerance.
right? Tolerance means it's not so easy, but
Yes.
we have no choice. We need to accept it, right? Without any choice. It does cause a lamentation, it does cause pain to us, losing the dear ones. It will definitely cause pain, but all we need to do is to tolerate. That's
Correct.
a very nice thing. Krishna did not say, Arjuna, are you fool? Now he did not say, Arjuna, are you fool? I'm telling that you're the body, not the soul. Still, you're saying that you're attached. At this time, you can see that Krishna did not scold Arjuna. He
Yes.
scolded when he showed material compassion. But when he really accepted, I know this, but I'm still attached, then Krishna is giving a proper solution. He is accepting, acknowledging, and
Mhm.
responding.
So
Yeah.
in 2.12, when Krishna said, there was not a time when you did not exist or when I did not, and even these kings, and not even in the future. So 2.13, Mataji, you explained very nicely that Dehi nosmin yatha dehi kaumaryam.
Kaumaram Yavanam Jara.
So Krishna is saying what you said right now, that it is very natural that we keep on changing our bodies from childhood to youth to old age. Similarly, at the time of that, we will change the body and we'll go to the another body. So Arjuna had a argument that then when there is a change of body, we do lament because of the attachment, as you explained, Mataji. So, but now Krishna is saying that, I'm understanding, Arjuna, what you are talking about, but let me tell you, Bhishma and Drona are going to get new bodies, fresh and youthful bodies. So there is no question of lamentation, he's saying, because he's lamenting about, about his
Because their
family,
bodies are already old. If not in
old.
the war, they will
Yes,
leave the body in some time. Just
yes,
even if Arjuna does not kill them, that doesn't mean that they will never die. Either way,
correct.
they will die. And now in the old age, we know when we see our parents, when they are old, you know that they are suffering with the body is not helping them. Every day they wake up with so much of pain, so much. The body does not cooperate with us. Even for some of us who are 40 plus and near 50, we see that how much our body cooperated when we were young. We
Yeah,
see our
yes,
body is so indifferent to us.
yes,
We
yes,
feel we are not even connected to our body, right? The body
yes.
acts in a very different way.
Different way. True,
Yeah,
Mataji.
yeah.
So, but then Arjuna said, that there is an attachment to the current body of the relatives. So that is the cause of lamentation. So in the shloka number 14, Krishna is saying, just tolerate tams titikshasva. So he's
Because
saying,
as how the season changes,
right,
matra sparsha sukhaunteya, shitoshna sukha dukkhata. Sometimes it is summer, sometimes it is winter. So
yes,
similarly, happiness and distress keeps coming and going. So you should not get lament with this situation. Like in the summer season, we find very difficult to cook. While we cook, it's like we have taken a shower. But that doesn't mean that we stop cooking and we order from Swiggy or Zomato. Even those people would have cooked with all the thing and that karma we are taking,
yes,
right? They will think that it is our karma that we have to work like this in the summer to earn our living and cook. They will cook with more, frustration, right?
yes.
At least we are cooking for Krishna, we are cooking for the family, right? So, which is better. But certain times we need to tolerate the difficulties, like in Mahakumbh in January, February, the water was very cold in Allahabad. But still, did people not take the dip? Right? So, these are the situations that we need to tolerate.
So in 2.14, as you said, Mataji, eligibility for liberation is tolerate,
Tolerate.
whether in happiness or distress, which is
Distress.
non-permanent arising from the sense perception. So that is the only way we will get the liberation. So now here Arjuna is getting his first lesson of the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Shri Krishna, that we have to tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
He has to, he should now he understand, his dharma also here. That like you said, Mataji, कि गर्मी है तो खाना भी बनाना पड़ता ही है, और हम जब जिस मन से बनाते हैं, हम भगवान के लिए सोचकर बनाते हैं. We are thinking, we are making for Krishna.
Krishna.
So that pleasure of heat is also going away. So we know what is our dharma. In this 2.14, we are also understanding the dharma. So now in here he's also calling him by another shloka. He's calling him by two different names. Arjuna, by he's calling him by the name of Kunti Putra and Bharata.
Kaunteya and Bharata, both from the father and the mother's lineage, to show that he comes
Yeah.
from a great lineage. So
Sandu.
understand that you're not an ordinary person. So
Yes.
you're from a great lineage.
Yes.
With the great lineage comes great responsibility, right?
Responsibility, yes. So from both them, Kaunteya signifies his great blood relationship from his mother's side, and Bharata signifies his relationship from the father's side, because Pandu is coming from Bharata, that heritage.
Yeah.
So a great heritage also brings responsibility in the matter of proper discharge of duties. Therefore, he cannot avoid fighting. So in next shloka, that Krishna is saying again that situations keeps on changing. He's saying in 2.15. So you should not be disturbed by the happiness or distress. You should be steady in both. Then only you are eligible for the liberation. That is the only he's telling in 2.15. So now Krishna is talking about,
One more thing is Krishna is talking about the word liberation for the first time in
yeah,
Bhagavad Gita. This concept of liberation is given by him. So who is eligible to get liberation? Who can tolerate happiness and distress? Sama. You should take whether it is happiness or distress. We should be able to see it with an equal vision and take it up with the equal vision. When happiness comes, we are readily accepting it. We don't lament why I'm getting so much happiness. At the same time, when distress comes, that also you accept it. So,
Yes.
so when you're treating both happiness and distress, then you get liberated. So another great quality for liberation is sama, being
Sama.
equal to the duality. That is very important.
So
Duality,
he,
as long as we are in the duality, we will take birth again and again in the material world. So once the person who comes out of the duality, like heat and cold, sukha dukkha, man apaman, honor, dishonor, they will be going back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, we will be coming back again and again because this material world is dvandva, duality. Here, everything is there, right?
so he's also learning his second lesson here, that we should tolerate the duality.
Yeah.
So now, the seer of the truth, and after the shloka from number 17 to 25, Krishna starts describing the qualities of the soul. So he's talking about how soul is imperishable and indestructible, that we cannot harm the soul, or we cannot kill the soul by some weapon, and like that he's telling now. He's telling here that in 2.17, when the that that this he's talking about the soul, that the size of the soul, that 1/10,000 part of the upper portion of the hair point in size, when the upper point of a hair is divided into 100 parts and again is further divided into 100 parts, each such part is the measurement of the dimension of the spirit soul, he's telling in 2.17. So he's telling that the we are like an Anu and Bhagwan is Vibhu. And he's again telling about, the individual particle of a spirit soul is a spiritual atom smaller than the material atoms, and such atoms are innumerable. So we can know the size of the soul is so small, we are so insignificant. But we are again then part and parcel of the God, and the God is Satchit Anand. That's why we are also Satchit Anand. But there is a difference between the quantity and quality.
Quality, yeah.
Right, Mataji?
Yes, yes. So qualitatively, we are the same. Eternity, bliss, and knowledge. Satchit Ananda. But quantitatively, it is different. It's like a difference between the ocean and the drop of the water in the ocean. Both are salty. But
Yes.
quantitatively, it is very different. Like a small example, this finger, as long as the finger is attached to the body, it performs its work, its duties. But if the same finger, if it is cut off from the body, will it be of any use? Can anybody do anything with this finger? No. So similarly, our significance is only when we are attached to Krishna. When we are detached from Krishna, we actually have no significance because we will be just leading our life as per our karma and as per our desires with repeated birth and death. Still, Krishna is very, very kind on us because we are all his part and parcel living entity, like the prisoner. When a prisoner, he does any crime, he is put in the prison, but he is still given food, he's still given a place to stay. It's not that all the prisoners are being sentenced to death. Some, if they are extremely sinful, they are sentenced, but most of them are just kept there for reformation, right? Why the government is providing them the place to stay, why the government is providing them the food to eat, because they think that this act will reform them, right? So similarly, this material body is given for us for reformation. But what we are doing, we are misusing, like a prisoner. He stays for 1 year term, he comes back, he comes out, and again he does chori. And again he goes. We see many times, they recur. And they again do the chori, knowing that stealing is sinful and you will get caught, but still you continue to do the same mistake. But this body is for us to utilize it for Krishna and go back home, back to Godhead. As long as we are not utilizing it for Krishna, then we have to be in the cycle of repeated birth and death. Take different species of life according to our karma. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in later 2.17, he's talking about the nature of the soul, that the soul is all pervasive, and he's telling that, difference between Atma and Paramatma, uh, that
Yeah, you
as
mentioned Mataji. Atma is Anu, Paramatma is Vibhu. Yeah.
yes, yes. So
And one
in
more thing is Atma and Paramatma, they both exist together. There's many people have a confusion that there is only Atma. They think that the Mayavadis, especially, they think we have the body. As long as we have the body, we have the individuality. Once we leave the body, we merge with God. But Atma is different and Paramatma is different.
And even if we die, then also the Paramatma is with us. Our family leaves us, but Paramatma is always with us.
Always with us. Yeah. Even if you take the body of the ant, still
Yes,
Krishna accompanies you as a Paramatma. Even you take the body of a cockroach, he is
yes,
always there. That is why in the sloka number 29, Krishna says, Sugrutam Sarva Bhutanam, Nyatva Mam Shanti Mrichati. I am the well-wisher of all the living entities. Krishna
yes,
never leaves us. Everybody else can leave us, but Krishna never leaves us. But
yes,
how do we see when we know that Krishna is our eternal uh, father, he is our
hmm,
eternal friend, or whatever? Krishna, we have many rasas with which we can connect to Krishna. Would we like to serve Krishna in that way or take different species? Yes, we as a human at least know the existence of Paramatma, but does the cockroach, does a dog even knows the science? No.
no,
So better when we have this knowledge in the human form of life. This body is like a boat, and the
yes,
guru acts as a captain, and the
okay,
shastras are the favorable wind. So
yes,
when we have this body, and when we have the captain, and when we have favorable winds, what can happen? We can easily cross the ocean.
also,
Number one. Number two, in Bhagavatam, it is said that Samasrita ye pada pallava plavam. This vast ocean, what it becomes for the devotee, it becomes vatsapadam, as small as the water contained in the foot of the palm.
cow.
So the ocean, the material ocean, which is too big, becomes very small for a
Wow.
devotee. Not a place where there is misery. Padam padam hi vipadam natesham. This material world is, there is a danger in every step,
Okay.
right?
Yes, Mataji, there's a danger at every step. I recently started doing gym, and I thought, now my body will recover. But
Oh,
Mataji, my hands have allergy now because of
yeah.
touching those metals over there.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, we
Nothing
think,
like, no material adjustments can help us. Yeah.
so now there's an allergy in hands by using gym equipment and everything. So I was thinking, you think, there could be a pleasure by going there, but there is no pleasure
Pleasure
anywhere in.
in anything. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's what the material world is. There's a danger in every step.
Yes, yes. So in 2.18, he's saying Antavanta ima deha nitya syukta sharirana. So the material body is what? It is indestructible. The material body of the is indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, he is telling Arjuna to fight because he's saying the soul is immeasurable, indestructible, and
He
eternal.
is describing various characteristics of the soul.
Yes,
He is
yes,
explaining the characteristics of the soul in different angle so as to convince Arjuna.
yes,
Just not in different ways. Sometimes, some when people don't get convinced, especially in book distribution, we say this, they don't. So we try to talk in a different way. Then we try to talk in a different way. So there are different ways to make the people convinced. So Krishna is using different ways, talking
yes.
about the characteristic of a soul in a different angle so that Arjuna will be convinced and he will not be compassionate on the part of
Yes.
the body, thinking that he is killing. Actually speaking, Arjuna will not kill anyone. So Krishna is
Hmm.
refuting Arjuna's statements in these slokas.
So in 2.19, ye inam veti hantaram yas chenam manyate.
Manyate hatam ubau tauna vijanito nayam hantina
Hanti.
hanyate.
Like here he is telling Arjuna that now, because he's saying जिसको भी knowledge है, जिसको भी knowledge है कि इस शरीर का नाश होगा, that this body is going to end, so if अगर आप युद्ध करोगे या if you will not fight also, but still they will die. So what justifies Arjuna here? What justifies Arjuna's killing? Arjuna is, however, is being engaged in killing for the principle of religion. Not whimsically, but Arjuna is not
It is an
inflicted.
authorized killing. Arjuna will be doing an authorized killing. So unauthorized killing is prohibited,
Yes,
but authorized
because
killing is recommended.
because here he is following the instruction of Lord Shri Krishna.
Krishna and following the dharma of a Kshatriya.
Yes. So in this Mataji, when we were doing this shloka, you also said that the only the weapon of Kali Yuga is Harinam Sankirtan.
Harinam, yes, yes.
So, yes. Now coming on 2.20. So here there is used Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Purano in the third. So it means that the soul is unborn, is Nitya, the eternal, Shashvato, permanent. Purano is a primeval or the oldest, and
So we
like
do
this
not know when the
continues.
soul came into existence. It's the
Yes.
oldest. We cannot really say, in this body you have something called a birth date. But the
Yes.
soul, if you're trying to find the birth of the soul, from when it has come, it is impossible to do because it is very
Yes.
primeval. It is
Always.
there for very long time. So because we are all part and parcel of Krishna. So can we say when did Krishna come into existence? No. So similarly, we cannot really date back when we came into existence.
Yes. So further, he is talking about that, Arjuna is having various questions. Then he's talking about Bhishma and Drona will lose their current bodies. And then what is the source of happiness? He's asking. So Lord Krishna is saying, Arjuna, what are you talking about? Because current bodies, the soul changes the body like a person changes the dress.
Yeah, that's very important. That's Loka Vasamsi Jirnani Yata Vihaya Navani Grihnati Naroparani Tata Sharirani Vihaya Jirnani Anyani Samyati Navani Dehi. If we have the cloth which is very old garments, what we do? Should we still wear this or we throw it?
We throw it.
Throw that and wear a new one, buy a new one. How do we buy the new one? Two criteria. One is our budget, how much we can afford to pay. Another is our taste, what kind of cloth you would like to wear.
Right.
You prefer sari, you prefer salwar, you prefer suit, or you prefer some jeans or t-shirts or whatever it is, right? It is depending upon our desire. So similarly, the soul takes another body by true criteria, which determines our next
Yes.
body. One is our karma, another is our desire. Therefore, we should be very particular about our desires. Even if we have one small desire, okay, that I want to eat a gulab jamun. Just to eat a gulab jamun, you may have to take another birth. If somebody has a desire, I want to take a Olympic gold medal. So until the person develops or accumulates the karma to win the Olympic medal, he has to keep coming again and again. And every birth when we take, aren't we not developing new desires? We
Yes.
already have the desires and we develop new desires. Every time, we see every day we develop new desires, right? Isn't it?
Yes. So in this shloka number 22, Basme Jirani Yatha Vihaya Navanti Granati Naruparani Tatho Sharirani Vihana Jirnani Anyani Samyati Navani Dehi. So like the person changed the dress, giving up the old ones, accepting the new ones. Similarly, soul will accept the new bodies. And Krishna is telling Arjuna, you are speaking so much about killing. Let me tell you something. None of your weapons can kill the person on the other side because they are spirit souls, not the body. Then in shloka number 23, Nainam Chitanti Shastrani Nainam Dayati Pavakam Na Chainam Kretayanti Apuna Shoshyanti Maruta. All your weapons are useless because none of them can not affect the soul. No weapon can cut the soul, nor it can be burnt, nor can be moistened, nor it can be withered by the wind. Like this, Krishna speaks very nicely. So this concept of body and soul.
Basically, none of the weapon can kill the soul. We think, when we are burning a body, what happens? The body, the gross elements are gone, but the
Yes.
soul cannot be
Yeah.
destroyed by the fire. with our subtle body will take us to another body.
Body. So further, he's also telling,
And
you
we
know,
have the knowledge. We as a born in India, we have the knowledge. That's why we do so many samskaras for the soul, knowing that this is not the end of the soul. We do that, right? We just don't end up just burying and talking something about that person like a memorial or prayers. We know that the soul will take birth again, or the soul has to take moksha. So we try to do many rituals so that we help the soul to reach the proper destination.
Destination.
Yeah.
so further, he's telling more about the soul, that it is unbreakable, insoluble. Krishna is telling it neither can be burned nor
Qualities of the
Krishna
soul.
actually gave
soul.
30 characteristics of the soul in
Soul,
this sloka
everlasting.
number 11
Yeah.
to 30.
30.
He's trying to explain Arjuna in various angles
Correct.
to explain about the soul, to give the concept of the soul. Yeah.
Because he's saying it is present everywhere,
Yeah.
unchangeable, movable, eternal, and the same.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes do you see even in some rock, you see some plant coming up, right?
yes,
There's no any sand or anything, but you see, so jivas are everywhere, sarvagata. So even in the
Sarvagata.
sun planet, we think that there's no light, but they have a fiery body, like we have an earthly body, and those bodies are so subtle, we cannot see. Just
Yes,
because we cannot see, we cannot say that it doesn't exist.
very nice example of Mataji plant. I can see in the play area, you know, from the stone,
Yeah.
a small
Yeah,
plants.
some plants come. So this shows that it
So,
is sarvagata. The living
Sarvagata.
entities are present
Forbidden.
everywhere. We as a scientist says that only there are living entities in earth, because your knowledge is like a frog in a well. You can only know what is happening here. You do not know anything other than that. So everything that you're taking is by your own knowledge and your own reference. Then how can it be like a frog from an ocean versus a frog in the well? And the frog in the well is asking, how big is your home? He says, is it 10 times bigger? Is it 100 times bigger? It is 1,000 times bigger. It is immeasurable. When somebody is in the well and somebody is in the ocean, it is totally, the dimensions are immeasurable. Like for us, that's why the scientists, they think everything is this world, but they do not know the universe, the other part of the universe, who are all living, what all exists, right? So it is quite misleading for us. Therefore, we should take the teaching of Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita. So that's why he is using Sarvagata, living everywhere, all pervading. So
Yeah.
if further he is talking more about soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. So you should, Krishna is telling Arjuna that you should not grieve for the body, because soul will be there always. And further in the shloka number 26, the concept of body and soul, then he start giving the philosophy in shloka number 26, that is atheistic philosophy, where he's saying, you say that soul does not exist.
So Arjuna, Krishna is saying, even in spite of explaining so much about the soul,
Soul.
still, if you feel that, you don't believe in the soul, even then he's saying that,
Or
it is just the change in the body. Whatever
body.
is born will die, and whatever will die, it is just like a change of the chemicals. So you don't have to lament.
Yes. So because
Here,
he's saying,
Krishna
Shalakti
talks the first time as
Chaitanya.
an atheist.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
first
an
time as
atheist
an
people.
atheist.
Yeah. Even in spite of giving so many things about the soul, so many characteristics of the soul, then also Krishna is giving another option. But we should also
Light
know
change.
that here Arjuna is being called as Mahabaho. So Krishna is
Mahabharata.
very choosy in the words, but he who are a mighty arm, I don't think so you will get attached to the atheist philosophy. That will not glorify, because you're not an ordinary person. So in spite of giving this concept, you see the choice of words Arjuna gives, right?
Yes, Mataji. So
Krishna
here,
gives, yeah.
Sometimes, for children, we give something like giving, but we also say, so do you think this actually fits in you?
yeah.
You're giving, at the same time, you're telling that this is not for you, right? So like that, in spite of saying this, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, this is not for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's saying body is all in all, still there is no cause of lamentation, because no one laments for the loss of chemicals, because body just made up of chemicals. And so if that is also not there. If you are not accepting this philosophy, then you are talking about karma. So let's accept karma. So according to karma, also depending upon our previous life, he said, whatever lives we had previously, depending on that, we have got this body, we have got a birth, and when the reactions of it is finished anyway, the person will die. So Arjun, no ways you can save the cover of us, because then it is not possible to save the uh, body, because now Krishna conclude that this particular shloka, and now in 28, 29, 30, Krishna is talking more about the dweller in the body can never be annihilated. So there is no reason or cause for grieving, he is saying, for any living entity, because they all are eternal. And in the previous shloka number 29, he was saying, Ascharyavat, the soul is
Acharyavat
amazing.
pashyati kashitenam, acharyavat vadati tataiva chanyat, acharyavasyainam anya shrunoti, srutva pyenam veda nachaiva kashyat.
So it is very nice shloka Mataji just recited. So because here Krishna is telling the soul is an amazing, it looks so amazing. Some describe as amazing, some hear him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand it at all. So by the help of the scriptures, we can understand, that, there is no reason for grieving for any living being, because everybody is eternal as a soul.
See, we also see when we are talking about there's some people, they hear it so amazing, but they actually cannot live with the concept, that we are not the body, we are the soul, right?
Yes.
So after hearing for a long time, also some people cannot understanding at all. When they hear, they consider it amazing. Oh, soul is so small. It is the size of the soul is 1/10,000 time of the tip of their. It's ear so amazing. They hear it amazing. They see it amazing, but after everything also there are people who just cannot understand about the soul at all.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
This
later
is
on,
very important, especially in today's world. We see that, the children, they play with the video games, the shooting games and everything. And they are so virtual, but even places like US, they do real shooting, but they don't have any lamentation at all. Because they are so used to, shoot people virtually. Even in reality, when they are shooting the people, they don't even feel bad, that they killed a person. Can understand how the illusion has covered the person,
yes, Mataji.
right?
So, the last in the last paragraph of the 29th shloka, it is written here that one is able to understand the subject matter of the soul, then one life is successful. So now in this one life, what we should do in this one life, we should invest our time in devotional service, Mataji. Because as a human, only you said, because as a cockroach, as an ant, we cannot understand the importance of a life, but as a human being we should invest this one life in the devotional service to our eternal father Shri Krishna. This is also I can understand from the last paragraph of the 29th shloka. Now coming on the last shloka, dehi nityam avatyoyam dehi sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natam sochitam anasiddhi. So again Krishna is saying, he who dwells in the body can never be slain, therefore there is no need to grieve for any living being. So I
And
end
in
this.
sloka number 29, Prabhupada also says that, even devotional service may not come by own. It is injected by the mercy of a pure devotee. That's what many people, Prabhupada's time, they were asking, Prabhupada, maybe we must have been, very pious in the previous life that, we came into Prabhupada said, no, you didn't have anything. I injected the mercy on you.
So
So
pure
it's not that they
devotion.
were having so much piety, they accumulated and then, they came into, because when a pure devotee is injecting the mercy, then automatically devotion comes. Therefore, we should always associate with the devotees. It's very important that we take the association of the devotees, we have to take the association of the advanced devotees, the pure devotees, because by their mercy, we can also get Krishna consciousness and we can advance. That is why hearing from a pure devotee is also considered to be a very important thing in the spiritual life. It's not that, today people are making reels. They talk so nicely. They are not devotees. They just know to speak so nicely. And they are giving TED Talks in Bhagavad Gita. But hearing those TED Talks, the purification will not happen. But when you are hearing from a pure devotee, then we get purified, right?
Yes.
Uma Mataji, I think today we are getting late. Can we keep your presentation next week, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I'm ready.
It's quite long. I know you're ready, but
Yeah.
it's already we are almost
Yeah.
close to 7:30. I know when we
Yeah.
are talking, there are so many things. This is a big chapter, even though
That's
it is
okay,
a
Mataji.
revision.
We are also revising, no? We are
Revising, right?
revising.
So I think it is
Yeah.
useful to all of us with whatever insight Shweta Mataji gave till the 10th sloka and whatever Isha Mataji gave from 11 to 30. It helps us to recollect these slokas and understand our real position. Like Mataji said in the end, understanding what we should do. Understanding is good. Next, what we should do? We should do devotional service to Lord Sri Krishna and perfect our life. That should be the goal of the life. Nothing else can help us. None of the material adjustments can give us happiness, which we see. So with this we conclude, and I think next week Mataji will talk about the dharma. Krishna is talking about Swadharma and Parvodharma, and the symptom of a Krishna conscious person we will do. And then keep reading, keep on reading, because Bhagavad Gita is such a thing that we cannot say once I heard, once I read, everything is over. We need to constantly keep hearing what Krishna is telling us through Bhagavad Gita. Because I'm sure when you today, Isha Mataji, Shweta Mataji, Uma Mataji, when you went back and went through the slokas, you should have got some realizations.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, Mataji.
Unless otherwise you keep reading again and again, that realization may not come, because we hear and then we forget. We don't remember much. Whatever we hear, we forget. So therefore, we need to repeatedly hear and do. And by hearing from Prabhupada and reading Prabhupada's book, he is a pure devotee. And one good thing, Mataji, what I saw in the Salem temple is the devotees are all carrying that Prabhupada device. Wherever I am, I'm hearing some devotees putting the Hare Krishna Kirtan of Prabhupada. Somewhere the classes were going, somewhere it is going. It was such a nice experience for me, how devotees are conducting themselves to be always Krishna conscious. They are doing some menial work. They are cleaning some utensils. They are doing, but they keep that Prabhupada, that Vaikunthavani, the device, and they are hearing and they are doing. Like that, wherever, any corner of the temple you go, devotees are always with those devices and hearing. So I really, even though I could not spend much time this time, but even that one day which I had, which I could spend, it was so fulfilling, The whatever Prabhupada said in association of pure devotees, when there is a pure devotional service performed. And even Mataji, today my chanting, I could see there is a lot of easiness and a lot of freeness, so easily, so nicely I could chant today. When we are in that atmosphere, everything becomes so easy and so nice. In spite of the fact that I woke up I slept at 10:30 like that yesterday, 3:30, automatically my eyes open and I showered and I could sit. And before the class, around 10, 12 rounds, I chanted very peacefully, very nicely. Because this we can see, like what Prabhupada say, when you're in the association of the pure devotees, when we are here, then automatically our bhakti is so easy to perform.
Hare
Yes?
Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. We'll do the Narsimha Pranam.
Mataji, I will leave. I have another class at
Yeah,
7:30.
sure. No problem. No problem. Namaste Narasimhaya प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकशिपूर्वशका शीलकङ्कानकालाये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा भगीरनरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं शरणं तव करकमलकरेण का अद्भुतशृङ्गार ललित हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव भक्ति विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह भगवान की जय भक्ति श्लोकी प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Thank you so much for all of you to be a part of the class. I am sure. I hope this revision helps all of you.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, very much. Very nice.
Very nice. So we will continue to do this in the third chapter also because this helps for our own realization, right? When we
Yes,
are
Mataji.
preparing and when you do to go back and to hear. Because Gita is not one time read book. I read Gita and keep it in the side.
Yeah.
It has to be read. I know one of the Prabhuji in ISKCON Mataji, every day, last 50 years, one chapter of Bhagavad Gita he reads without fail, with complete purport. Sloka, translation and purport. Every day. Not a single day he missed. Look at that austerity, look at the commitment, they have. So we should get inspired through such devotees. The reason I'm telling this, so we should also make our daily commitment for some reading. Yeah, chanting, yes, it becomes once you do, you somehow or the other we do it. But please do make some commitment for reading. At least spend 15 minutes for reading every day. Okay, Mataji, that helps a lot because reading, when you read, it helps in absorption, it helps in realization, right? Let us all, make use of this human form of life, which is very, very rare. And getting a human form of life is very rare. And even in that human form of life, getting into devotion is even rare. So we are, in spite of getting an opportunity, for example, somebody worked very hard and got admission in IIT. And after going there, you need to study and pass. Just getting an admission does not make you eligible with the IIT degree. So we have all got the admission now through the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the chanting, these are all the admission. But now we need to perfect. We need to perfect our chanting, we need to perfect our hearing, perfect our reading, and follow the instructions given by Krishna. Very simple. Just by doing our prescribed duties and doing Krishna consciousness, we can go back home, back to Godhead. We don't have to renounce everything. That's what we are saying about sannyasa. Be wherever you are, but be Krishna conscious. That's very important, right? Every time, let's learn to remember Krishna. Like so beautifully Krishna said, I am the sun light, I am the moonlight, I am everything. So what is the difficulty for us to remember Krishna? All we need
He
to
is
do is
everywhere.
remember Krishna. I am the taste of water. So we can remember Krishna in all the ways, the Pranava mantra, Om, the intelligence, everything. So it is actually, when we keep reading and hearing, it becomes very easy for us to remember Krishna all the time. But when we are not in the association, when we are not reading, then, we need to struggle very hard to remember Krishna. But Krishna says, Ante Narayana Smriti. If we cannot remember Krishna in the end of the life, then we cannot go back home, back to Got it. So
Got
our goal of life is always remember Krishna and never forget
and don't
Krishna.
forget.
That is in one line, if you want to summarize all the Shastras, all the Vedas, all the Puranas and everything, this is the only essence. Remember Krishna always, never forget.
And never forget.
Whatever we are doing is to achieve this goal of remembering Krishna. We can also have a small diary. It may be even a 4 lines. Journal it. What all the time you could remember Krishna, where you could not remember Krishna. Because when you journal, you realize. And then slowly, we get the habit of remembering Krishna. Just it may take 2 minutes. Let it be 1 line also. Today, I could remember Krishna in such and such incidents. I could not remember Krishna. When you keep on reading, then, that act of surrender. We know how much we could surrender, how much we could not surrender, right? That can really help. I know most of you are working, things can become harder and harder. If not on a daily basis, do it at least for the weekend. Over a period of week, try to recollect how your week went and journalize your day. Maybe that is better on a weekly basis. Little bit of journalizing, realizations. Shweta Mataji, is it okay? Okay. So we will try to do this, Mataji. Please.
Yes, Mataji, I agree.
Yeah, just
correct,
make
correct.
some
I agree.
your own
In fact,
realization.
journaling would, yes.
Yeah. Because that is self-realization. Now, how much I can understand what is going on through you. We can guide, we can help, but it's all our own journey, right? Like for an airplane, the training is given to the airplane as long as the airplane is in the ground. The moment the airplane is up, we need to fly our own plane. Who can assist us? Air India plane, when it is in the sky, it had problem. Can anyone assist the plane? No, right? So when we are all flying our own airplanes, the training is given in the ground. So similarly, we need to take care of our spiritual life. Each and every one of us is responsible for our spiritual journey. Okay? Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.